Hi, this is Juan from Handstand365.com. Welcome to my apartment. Today's day 4 of 365, and before I jump into my handstand, we're going to be working on stances today, so I'm not going to jump right into it. You might have noticed that the past few days I've used 2 different stances. In other words, different position with my legs. They seem to be just the same thing. Maybe, one had my legs straight up, the other one had my legs bent, but they actually have, especially for us beginners, a very distinct advantages, one versus the other. So today I'm going to show you those stances. I'm going to also show you a third stance that we use against the wall. Okay, cool. So today we're going to start first with the standard stance that a lot of people use when they're going against the wall, the one where their feet are straight up. So I'm just going to jump into that stance. Okay. So I want to have my hands shoulder width apart. I want to have my fingers splayed out, but I don't want them like stretched out. I just want them spread out like this is enough. And again, shoulder width apart. And I want to be as close to the wall as possible. A lot of times when we're trying to balance, especially you might have noticed in my first videos, I might have been like this, a little bit far away. That's more because if I'm too close to the wall, then I tend to just bounce right off again. But after just a few days of practice, I'm feeling pretty good about being this close to the wall. So this is where I'm going to be. Okay. So this stance has some distinct advantages. By the way, notice that I'm looking straight at the horizon. A lot of yoga people will look straight down. I kind of am more of a fan of doing it like the capoeira people do, looking at the horizon. Because one of the benefits of this stance is you'll notice that my back is actually straight. A lot of times you'll get a lot of people with their backs bent like that. That's called banana back. It's actually hard to recover from it. But, so this stance, the biggest advantage of the stance is that it avoids the banana back effect. That curved back effect that you see a lot of people having problems with. Another benefit is that when you do a handstand, when you know you really have the handstand mastered, when your legs are straight up in the air, your toes pointing in the air, and you're balanced that way. And having your hands really close to the wall allows you to be in that position. Okay? So now the second stance though is the one where we actually start a little bit further away and we actually keep our legs bent. Okay, that stance itself has its own advantage. One of the advantages of the stance, and we'll get into it right now, is that, so I'm starting about, these squares are 9 inches, so I'm starting about 18, 19 inches away from the wall. Hands, again, shoulder width apart, okay? And when I jump up, okay, let's try again. I go in with my legs bent, and I try to keep only a small amount of weight on my toes. Now this has an advantage that my center of gravity is slightly lower because my legs are bent. Second advantage is that because the bottoms of my legs are facing the wall, okay, and are going in the direction that I would normally fall, having your weight distributed in the same direction that you might generally fall gives you an actual added balancing advantage. It's, if you can imagine, it being tougher to balance a pole, a straight pole like a broomstick, as opposed to even something like a cone. Okay, you cut off the bottom of the cone and you try to balance it. You just got to try it. It actually is easier. So for the same reason, our weight, having weight in the direction, having a weight spread out slightly in the direction that we might fall, gives us a distinct advantage. And in a couple of days, we're going to actually do a stance that gives us practice with that as well, with our legs splayed. So a third stance you see in a lot of places is a stance where they actually start off, instead of facing a wall, bending down and jumping up, they start facing away from the wall, putting their hands down and then climbing up. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, again, hands shoulder width apart, fingers spread out a little bit, but not splayed out completely, because you do want to have the ability to press a little bit, only a little bit on your palms. Okay, only a little bit. Again, Okay? So we're gonna walk our feet up. Okay? Now we're gonna walk towards the wall. Now, I personally am not comfortable being much closer than this, although you'll see a lot of people in getting a lot closer than I am right now. It's actually really tough to get over the fear, and I tried it earlier, and I really couldn't get any closer than this. But this has an advantage of allowing you to get your weight, to modify the position of your weight to be directly above your hands, okay? And it also eliminates that whole banana back situation that we were talking about. Okay, now we just jumped off. The way we just jumped off, we're gonna talk about rescuing ourselves tomorrow. What I just did was step my left hand forward and then fell sideways, okay? We're gonna talk about another way to rescue ourselves tomorrow. It might be kind of a scary way to do it, but I've done it, and it is really not that tough, okay? So, anyway, tomorrow that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be talking about how to rescue ourselves from each of those positions. The scariest one, I think, is that one. We're gonna talk about how to roll out, actually, from that. Of course, the other method, if you can't roll out, is what I just did, stepping one hand forward and falling sideways. That's okay too. Cool. So I did get a nice little workout on my hands and on my shoulders. I actually feel a little bit of a burn still. This is what being a beginner is. But I do want to get some time working out on the wall. If you feel like you're done after practicing those stances with me, then what I would do is, just rest up and get ready for tomorrow for day 5. But for me, I'm gonna actually, I did 60-second handstand 3 days in a row, and I'm actually feeling pretty good with it. I'm a little bit tired right now, but I'm gonna try to go for 65 seconds. And I'm gonna do this one against the wall with my feet straight up. That's just what I'm gonna move for, okay? So if you like this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Anything you wanna see, let me know as well. So I'm gonna do this handstand right now. If you wanna do it with me, please go ahead, do it with me. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. This is tough. I'm close to giving out. Ooh, I had to give up. I hate giving up. Okay, I'm gonna stop and give myself another 15 seconds. 20 seconds. I had 15 seconds left. I got a little break. Let's do 20 seconds. Now, this is what being a beginner is all about. There's nothing wrong with failing. There's nothing wrong with failing. That's kind of the point. We want to be able to do a handstand for 2.5 minutes without a wall. We want to be able to bounce around, doing all that stuff. Look, I'm cool with failing now. I'm on day 4. I can't imagine day 60, day 200, day 365. We're going to be great. Okay, cool. Let me do another 20 seconds. All right, that was tough. Cool, I'll see you tomorrow.